Well, hello, I'm James Manning III, and this is History and Whateva. And this is a very special episode of History and Whateva. We're putting out for the holidays. Christmas is coming up, and we talk a little bit about Hanukkah and some traditions of Christmas. And mostly we talk about things that I cut out of this episode. And when it goes to something that I'm cutting out of the episode, you'll hear a noise, and usually it's associated with Christmas. But I just wanted to break it down for you a little bit and tell you what's going on. So, hey, this episode gets wild, and I try to keep it to the topic as much as I can. But it's the holidays, and we were enjoying ourselves. So, hey, get yourself a holiday cocoa or whatever it is you like to drink, and get a hold of your favorite whatever else to smoke up or put down, whatever you do to chill and enjoy, because this is a fun episode. And, snuggle in for what I was going to call the history of Christmas, which really just turned out to be a festival holiday episode. So, hey, tuck in and enjoy.
Let me know when we start.
I think we're going. Yeah, here we go. No, I just pressed play, and
that's not how I wanted to go.
Yes, that's not how you wanted to introduce yourself.
No,
to
that's
everybody.
okay. I'm totally gonna edit this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but you're not gonna be here when I do that. Okay. So, take your chances. No, I'll let you guys hear it. I'll send it to you, hopefully. But it's gonna be quick because Christmas time is now time.
Yeah, I was thinking like the turnaround on this has got to be pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's not a big deal.
I'm starting now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Chris Green is now ready. This is a good idea. We should introduce who's here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, please, Chris Green, we know you're in the room. Introduce yourself.
I really don't want to.
No?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Oh,
No,
that's
you know
right.
why? You know why? Because you got me over here. You said it was supposed to be a Christmas special. You told me to dress up as a black elf. None of you guys dressed up as a black elf. Now I'm sitting here like a freaking idiot.
I was drunk and I didn't think you were gonna do it.
You should have heard what he told me to dress up as.
Yeah.
What was that?
I'm Jewish, so it was like fucked up.
Oh no! Come on.
Sounds about right.
Well, start off with a little Christmas razz.
It's not no Christmas red, dude. You just totally psyched me out. And now you got me here with a Christmas hat on with a red shirt, fat as fuck, looking like an idiot. I feel like you're judging me. I feel like he's really judging me.
Yeah, well, we have an elf and an astronaut. Is about how it looks.
Yeah.
At the moment.
It's you know what? Like why buy clothes when work just gives you jackets and just fucking wear those.
And actually, yeah, because I have a jacket that's just like that I got secondhand for free, and I've been wearing it for years.
Yeah, they told us not to actually donate these jackets because people would wear them and commit crimes, and it's like a U.S. government jacket, and I was like, that's really funny, but I'm not going to donate it. I'm going to just wear it and commit crimes instead.
Yeah, for Christmas. Mm-hmm. Crimes for Christmas.
Some good Christmas crimes.
Yeah, but that's not exactly what's going on here. James looks like a lumberjack. He looks like he's from Forever 21. And I'm a fat-ass elf sitting over here. They tricked me. I'm sorry. Let me introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah, I'm David Ledbetter. I work at Forever 21. I'm a mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how you doing? This is Chris Green.
I'm doing good. The handshake is hard to keep the mic.
Wow.
This is the first time I ever met David Ledbetter.
Yeah.
And, I'm sorry, guys. If I'm coming off kind of hostile, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My grandma's beat my high score in Pac-Man, and, things are going kind of bad.
All right. Well, I'm James Manning III, and welcome to the Christmas edition of History and Whateva. So, Chris Green's here. He's got a little Scrooge going on.
Barely, I'm here.
I mean, I didn't tell him that there wasn't video, and he's very flamboyantly dressed.
Yeah.
So I understand, walking through my neighborhood, somebody may have been smoking a cigarette and seen you.
Yeah, I mean, you
I don't know.
text much?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have to dress up like this, dude.
I'm actually in my Christmas beard right now. This is my winter coat. Anyway.
That's my Hanukkah shoes. Fuck it. Whatever. Let's just make shit up.
Your Hanukkah. Yeah, dude. Okay. Hanukkah shoes.
Yeah.
I like it. I never got Hanukkah shoes. I
Yeah.
always wanted a good pair of Hanukkah shoes. We got,
Hanukkah shoes, what is that?
That's...
You get one every night. And yeah, then you got 4 pairs of shoes at the end of Hanukkah.
Hanukkah? And when have you started celebrating that?
When have I started celebrating that?
Yes, I remember when it came out. That's the thing that...
You remember when Hanukkah dropped and you were
Yeah.
like, I don't think this is going to take off.
No, because ain't that no thing that Adam Sandler and Tom Cruise is a part that started up?
Wait, do you think Jews are Scientologists?
I don't know. I just know that they praised the aliens in Nibra.
Wow. Well, I
don't got nothing against it at all.
Well,
I think the rest of the podcast has to be Chris Green describing what he thinks Judaism is. That sounds fucking great.
I think
because I'm going to convert to whatever that is.
weirdly, I learned a lot about what Christmas was and where it came from. And I don't really understand a good way to tell people about it, but I did learn a lot. And I was thinking maybe I would just ask you guys for the first portion of the show, what you remember from prior Christmases and what things stick out, and maybe I will talk history, things that I learned that may or may not be true. Because I learned them from the internet, and I'm trying to make them true, but they may or may not be true at any point. But
well, I'm gonna believe everything you say 100%.
This is why I like you, Chris. And well, I mean, what about you, Dave? What sticks out to you about Christmas? Like when you were a kid, what was in your head? Like I don't know, what your history was, but I have an interesting story about it. So,
well, my grandpa was actually a mall Santa for a really long time, just because that's sort of the look he goes with, just sort of at all times. So it does mostly mall-related Christmas memories. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You got some Coca-Cola polar bears. You got Grandpa just talking to strangers' kids.
Classic.
Yeah,
Classic.
and then that's the magic of Christmas. You got a little. My mom has like a manger set, and I like to fuck with it, and I like to move them around. I like to, like the whole nativity set. And I fucking put the sheep where Jesus goes, and then baby Jesus leaning on a wise man, he's drunk and just watching this baby sheep being born.
hey,
Yeah.
right. So the
That's my
manger.
type of guy.
So I learned something about the whole manger, and there's no room at the inn. So they think that there might be a mistranslation with that thing, and also the whole nativity of the Christmas being Jesus's birthday and whatever. That's incorrect, and they think it might have even been closer to springtime because of the sheep in the pasture with their, and the manger thing. It's weird. There's an old Saturnarium or Saturnarium. What is it? Saturnaria? Saturnalia. Thank you. I knew we were talking about it. Well, that's the old Roman holiday, and they used to unwrap a statue of Saturn and place it on a pillow to mean birthing the new year. Manger. All right. How about you, Chris?
No, black guy go last.
Hey, what?
No,
started.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm coming in surprised. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what? My Christmas was basically me and my family getting up late night, and then and in the morning, up in the morning and looking through the windows and watching other people open their presents. and then the thing about it is that you sit there and talk about Christmas, birthday, December this, September that, springtime, fall. Who gives a fuck? How does she have a baby without the dude busting a nut in it?
Yeah. Well, that is a good question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like angels or something.
I don't know what's going on. It sounds suspicious. She's pregnant, pops in, busts a nut in it, and then 3 dudes ride up like I could be the daddy type situation on camels. I don't know. The 3 wise men, the 3 baby daddies. I heard stories.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard the story of the 3 baby daddies.
I mean, I would pick the one that brought gold. Like, that seems like the one that you should keep.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if he's the dad or not. He is now.
Papa?
Gold Papa. You know what's funny that you were like looking through the windows watching other kids open presents, because I actually did that too. Oh. I actually did that. I was my first memories of Christmas are actually because I was Jehovah's Witness at the time. Ooh. And we didn't do no Christmas, and I used to actually like peer out my window at a Santa Claus going around my apartment complex and giving every kid toys. And then he saw me peeking through the window and came to my door with toys, and my dad had to send him away because no toys for little Jehovah's Witness boys. None for you. You have to go, or my wife's going to be angry, because my dad didn't care. So
you
hey,
had
I
Christmas
really relate
ever?
with that. Oh, yes, certainly. Like later on, I was like, we didn't do the whole witness thing, although my mother has had a relapse. But that's kind of different,
Those are the guys that have like the volcano with Tom Cruise and the aliens. I think that's Jehovah's Witness.
Okay, I got it now.
Something about Solomon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you believe it, you can achieve it type.
Yeah.
No, I'm soaking this in, guys. I really want to know.
Well,
I remember in school they said put your shoes outside the classroom, and when you come back out from the classroom, then you'll have toys and candy in your shoe. Is that
so? The Saint Nicholas, I guess that the real dude, if this person did exist. I guess he was like had money and was a part of the church and stuff, and like he was just known to be a really good guy.
The saint.
Yeah, so this is one of the reasons why he was made a saint, is because he would like one time there was this poor man who had 3 daughters, and he couldn't afford the dowries for his 3 daughters. So St. Nicholas knew this, and he had money, and he was like, "Oh, I just want to help this guy marry his daughters off."
So he bought one of them.
No, this guy was actually pretty cool from what I found. But he this is where the whole chimney thing came from. Was he went and put money down their chimney, and then apparently he did it the next year or something like that, and the guy caught on, and then people started hearing about this thing that happened, and they started leaving their socks and shoes and stuff around the chimney, hopefully that he would drop money into them.
Because he was dropping money and flammable fire?
Well, it was coins back then. Gold.
Right.
Yeah, hey, that's the legend. It's not as much history as it is legend. But that's like what I heard on the internet. So like I gave you the disclaimer before. Oh, and also all 3 of us are comics and like not historians. As far Dave's almost a teacher, right?
That's what. No, I got fired.
He used to be a teacher, right?
Yeah, I used to be.
He used to be a teacher.
I got fired for no, I quit. You can't tell people you got fired as a teacher without giving a follow-up. Like I can't just leave that one laying down there and just like have people fill in the blanks. It's not going to go good.
I got you.
Yeah.
So what about those Cowboys?
You know what? I'll tell you this. I didn't tell all my students to take their shoes off so I could put candy in them. That's weird as fuck.
I know. It feels like something's wrong with my high school. But we was from the project, so we took what we could get.
Well, I mean, but it has like a Christmas tradition behind it, So there's a ton of this stuff that comes from. It's basically a mixture of a whole bunch of pagan European customs, and then everybody kind of has a winter festival around the world, and a lot of them get kind of mixed up together to get what we have today. That's what I've been able to find. I mean, what direction do you guys want to, take this in? Because we can literally go in all sorts of directions. And I really struggled with, like, how do I actually set this up? Like, I don't even know how
I think you're doing perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Other than a little hiccup of having me come in here all dressed up as a dumbass idiot elf. But we're past that, right? So, no, it's a good segue. I really want to know about the Hanukkah-tology.
The
Hanukkah-tology.
But, yeah, so tell us about Hanukkah, because one of the things that I was asking you was like, hey, man, do you know the story? And because I started thinking about it, I'm like, I don't really know much about Christmas. I'm like, I really don't know anything about Hanukkah.
Yeah, well, with the whole Hanukkah thing, like I heard the story a million times. I learned it in school, and they like now I'm like, wow, they fucked it up so bad when I learned it in school. So yeah, they just they fucked it just so bad, like just not even the same thing. But yeah, essentially like the basics of it was there was the Seleucid Empire in like 150 or like 170 BC ish was trying to take Egypt before Rome could, and they were like, to do that we need to like get a culturally homogenous empire, because it was like a Greek kind of empire, like Greek culture. And then after Alexander the Great took over like that whole area, he was like, yeah, Jews can be Jews. It's fine. You just do whatever as long as you pay taxes. It's fine. And then this guy, Antiochus IV, Antiochus Epiphanes, which he named himself, which literally means like the voice of God or some shit like that. Like crazy bastard was like, no, everyone has to be like uniform Greek. Everyone has to be culturally homogenous. And so he started just like fucking with Jewish people. And then
is that where it began?
Yeah, well, and then there was a rebellion because there was like a whole fucking thing. Yeah, so he was trying to hold up, shit. Oh yeah, so basically the peasants were pissed because they were like, you can't really be Jewish anymore. It wasn't like illegal, but they were like trying to discourage them from being Jewish. And then Antiochus actually took the high priest of the temple in Jerusalem and put that guy's brother in charge, because his brother was like a Greek dude. Well, he wasn't a Greek dude, but he changed his name from Joshua to Jason because he's a punk. And then that's in my notes. It says, because he's a punk. And then eventually they started selling the high priest position. Like you could just buy your way into being a high priest of the temple. And
typical Greek way to handle it.
Yeah, those fucking Greeks. Well, actually, that's the funniest thing is it's like I always heard it was the Greeks, but yeah, the Seleucids were like they're like Syrian. It's like the empire spread from like east, like right east of Greece, all the way to like Syria and like everywhere in between. But yeah, eventually Jason kind of had a change of heart and was like, "Yo, the emperor is dead, so let's just all be Jewish again." And the emperor, and like the emperor wasn't dead, and then he found out and was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, and then he was like, "Well, I guess I have a lot of people to unalive."
Yeah, and so then he went and he killed a bunch of people, and then oddly enough, that just made everybody more pissed off at this dude, and then. So then there was another rebellion, and what they did then was they went into the Jewish temple and they put a statue of Zeus up, and they started sacrificing pigs in the temple. And just to be like the shittiest you could possibly be, they also made it illegal to be kosher, like so you couldn't say no to bacon. It's just illegal.
Do you want this pork?
Yeah.
You want this pork
you
or
want
what?
This pork. You have to have this pork.
Yes, I'll take the pork. Okay.
But that
Is that
started.
a pork chop sandwich? No.
Yeah. Classic Jewish cuisine, the pork chop sandwich.
Yeah, could I get the kosher pork?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we
Kosher pork
3%.
chop.
I think we 3% Greek on my mom's side. That's always the pork chop sandwich.
Yeah. It's
Pig
good,
feet.
good sandwich, though. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, no, so that started like a rebellion called the Maccabee Uprising, and this is my favorite thing because so the guy who started it was named like Matthias Gadot or something like that. But then they named it the Maccabee Uprising after this guy whose name was Yehuda Maccabee, because that means essentially like Jewish hammer. And they were like, we got to name it after you because Matthias and his rowdy boys like isn't gonna like really hit as well as like the Jewish hammers.
Here comes the hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So look, so I'm asking honestly because I don't know: is Jewish a people or is it a religion or is it both? I don't understand because I keep on hearing the battles of Jewish and Israeli. Is it like type? I'm like, and I don't get it. Some people say it's just all religion.
Well, it is both.
Yeah, it's a religion and it's an ethnicity. So like, it's like a matrilineal sort of culture. So basically, like, if your mom is ethnically Jewish, then you're Jewish, and you can trace that like bloodline back. There's like different kinds of like you can be Ashkenazi or Sephardic depending on where your like bloodline goes back to. But it's also a religion. Like you can be inducted into Judaism if you, like basically have an adult bar mitzvah, and like go through all like read the Torah and like go to a temple.
Dick.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who you talk to. It depends on how strict because that's the thing is like the Jewish people that I'm sort of like, I'm not like big into like organized religion, and like most of the Jewish people that I'm friends with like also aren't. We just kind of do our own thing and go through the holidays because it's like the community. But if you talk to an Orthodox Jew, he would say I was a fucking asshole and that nobody should listen to me.
Orthodox Jew is like the hardcore Jews, right?
Yeah, like full on, like everything to the letter. We got to grow out the puyats or like the curls and wear the hats.
I had Jewish people, met Jewish people, and got Jewish friends. I'm like, they cool. I don't understand what's the beef about.
So this is my understanding of that is like in ancient times there was Jerusalem, and if you were from Jerusalem you were Jewish because the law said that in the land of Jerusalem you follow these rules. So you were like in the ancient times it was just ipso facto, if you were from Jerusalem you were Jewish because your religion was also incorporated in that because you followed the laws of Jerusalem.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on when you're talking about. I mean, because I'm sure there's times like that, but there's also times where like Arabs and Jews lived in Jerusalem without fighting. Because like the whole, oh man, we can't get into Israel Palestine on a podcast.
No. But this is no. I'm
dangerous, and I don't know what's going on.
I'm just like back.
I'm only getting into. I'm speaking specifically of like
religion or politics.
The times prior to Jesus.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're talking about way back when that's the books, the Jewish law books, the Torahs.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm talking about the time when the Torah was the law of Jerusalem.
Yeah, but then there's books that have come out since then, like within, not like recently, but even like a couple hundred years after that. You've got like the Talmud, and you've got the other ones that I don't remember the names of.
Yeah.
The Talmud's my favorite because it's like it talks about some pretty dope shit.
Okay, so we got sidetracked though. I mean, but am I way off or am I?
That's the thing. I don't know enough. Like I just like a man. I want to correct you, but we're gonna show my hand.
James, what are you doing?
Well, and that's why I think sometimes the discrepancy happens. Why it's like, well, what is it? And but that's not what we're here. I'm more interested in kind of like how come. I wanted to say how come Hanukkah. That's what I wanted to say.
So yeah, to put a button on why Hanukkah. So,
I feel like really bad for that. I'm sorry.
this whole pod, like I said, it's going to be 45 minutes of just dead air. It's just like
I don't even know what we're talking about. I just feel like we're on dangerous waters.
I know the same here. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I just know I'm about to get in trouble.
Well, like, we are comedians, so, like, if we're in dangerous water, I mean, how can they give us too much shit? I mean, we're here. We've got some Christmas libations, and we're having a good time. We're trying to teach and learn.
This is no anti-Semitic anything. We love everybody.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
everybody.
Yeah.
Pop
All of your
wieners and
beliefs
titties
are
out.
relevant.
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
not gonna do like a full Kanye on this one. Or
Not even a partial Kanye.
yeah,
please.
not even like a 25% Kanye on this one.
No, zero. We are zero Kanye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
99.9.
Anyway, so
His music's dope.
yeah, so the reason that Hanukkah had the reason for the season, I'm just gonna get right back on these rails.
Plow ahead. Plow ahead.
So yeah, no. Anyway, the Maccabees, they took back the temple that had been disgraced by those damn Seleucids, and then they were gonna relight the fires that were like burning in the temple, like there's like a altar that has a fire on it. I don't know if it's like a candle. I don't know what it looked like, but it's like an oil lamp essentially. And so all of the oil had been. It just says, I couldn't find what this meant, but it said all the oil had been like profaned or like tainted by the Greeks somehow, or the Seleucids. And I assume they just like put pig's blood or some shit in it.
Well, yeah, because and there's actually like the whole Jewish ritual purity thing, which probably has something to do with it.
Well, and so there's only one that had the freshness seal still unbroken,
right?
That like someone had stashed away,
Yeah.
And so they took that out and they lit that, and then the like story of the Hanukkah miracle is that it was 1 day of worth of oil, but it burned for 8 days, and the reason why 8 days is significant is because that was how long it took to like press more olive oil. I think it was I assume it's olive oil. Everybody's really Greek in this story.
Yeah, well, generally olive oil is one of the ingredients in the anointing oils. Yeah.
Can you light that on fire though? I've never tried. Oh no, I did on accident. No, I've done that.
They would mix the anointing oil with other things like frankincense.
Oh, okay.
And frankincense back in the day. Well, I'm not okay.
That was that
I'm
good
not going to
shit.
get in.
You're
Because
trying to Christmas my Hanukkah, motherfucker.
Cannabosum. This is a whole nother episode that we're going to get into.
Yeah.
But I mean,
What's
hey,
frankincense? Because you got me going.
Frankincense is a whole bunch of different like. It's not just like one thing that grows out of the ground. It's a bunch of different incense, like smelly plants that have different properties.
Like,
and one of them was supposed to be cannabosum, which is actually cannabis.
Oh, bud.
Yeah, from the back in the day. And
I bet their weed was dog shit though. I'm just saying.
Well,
Here to be
and
the
that's
most
why,
holiest of holiest. I was like,
and
if
that's
it
why
comes
they
to
made hash.
purest- They made hash back then too.
Oh, you betcha. Well, and I'm trying not to get into this. No, please, because it's such another
betcha.
episode that I'm diving into, and I want to do so bad. And I didn't want to bring it into Christmas, but I mean, everybody likes to
So
smoke a little bit
we'll
on
flip that off
Christmas.
then, and then so the whole dun 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 dun. Hey, that's because of the olive oil.
Yeah, because it burned for 8 days. There's also just like other stories saying that the miracles that they just like they found that stash of oil that wasn't fucked up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Is that there's like the basically it wasn't so much about like, oh, this oil burned for 8 days. It was mostly like, hey, we won a war against like a bunch of dudes. Like we shouldn't have won this. But yeah, because they just like fought guerrilla warfare in the hills. It was just a bunch of motherfuckers just like coming out of the hills and like killing essentially like the equivalent of like Seleucid cops. Yeah, would just like come out and just like fuck shit up and then leave. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, so that was like mostly the thing is like, I mean, at least in my understanding, and this is what I like about Judaism is that there's a lot of room for like interpretation and like arguing about the meaning of shit. Whereas in like a lot of the Christian circles I've been in, it's like, this is what this shit means. You don't get to debate it. But that's
yeah. So I'm not getting into it, but that's the one thing that throws me off. Like if you ever get a out of me from any of this, because I say my universal thing is love, and I think that's what it all pretty much teaches for the most part with rules and things and trying to put laws and certain stuff to so make people try to do better. But when you start telling people that this is going to happen to you, you no matter what, this and that, and you're not a good person, whatever.
Yeah.
If you don't follow by my exact design, then that's when you lose me.
See, that's what I like about Judaism is there's like a big part of it is like educating yourself so you can argue with authority. And like that's my shit because like I don't like that. Like this is what this means. If you have anything else to say about it, fuck you. You're lying.
And then after time, it starts getting tweet to how you perceive it. That's why I'm into Buddhism. You know what I'm saying? I chant. You know what I'm saying? And I just chant to be my best self and version of myself.
Did you say Buddhism?
Yeah, booty. And,
yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people would. You know what I'm saying? See, you my guys, man. So, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I get the religion thing is one thing I never got. Hating other people I never got because of the skin, the color, their religion, and whatever. But until I find somebody, one person that doesn't lost mom to cancer or someone died of this disease or you know what I'm saying, just like not getting dark, but abortions, you know what I'm saying, like self-abortions, you know what I'm saying, like physically. I know it's getting dark here, but what I'm saying is that it's not a single race that hasn't gone through whatever.
Yeah.
Like if it was a race called Matangama, and like these motherfuckers live for 300 years, never have cancer, never lose nobody to diabetes or anything like that, or alcoholism or this and that, or AIDS or this and that. If that's the race, then I'm like, okay, well, they're the superior motherfucker. That it was. But since we all go through the shit, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, and it's sort of like why
and that's in the watered down dumb version.
Yeah. Just like if you're gonna call yourself superior, you better like be fucking magic or some shit. Like you better be able to like
be able to hover
shoot
for 4 seconds over the ground.
Exactly.
I'll give it to you.
Then we'll consider it. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, and I think you're on what I wanted kind of this episode to be about is that, we all have all right, yeah, take it easy, Dave.
This is what you wanted this episode.
This is not
Yeah, you bet. We're having a celebration.
Yeah.
Okay? We're talking about Christmas here. And, this is, I'm going to title this still The History of Christmas. And Judaism.
Yeah, I was going to say that this is what it boils down to.
And
though.
Hanukkah.
I was going to say Hanukkah is not like a big holiday. Like nobody really gave a shit about Hanukkah. I mean, like people would celebrate it because like candles are cool, and you do that shit. But like that didn't become like a big thing until Christmas like took off in Western culture. Then it was like, oh, that's Jew Christmas. You guys do Jew Christmas.
Yeah, because they was like Christmas comes one time, and then people say Jewish people get presents for 13 days.
Well,
8 days. See, I know a little something.
you took the 12 days of Christmas and just kind of like,
and then you're like, oh, but I know that he wants to one up everybody, so he wants 13 days.
And but when
as black people, we like to put. I'm like, man, I've been out here for 3 hours.
Yeah,
nigga, you was out here for 20 minutes.
But it's during the same time period. Like, what are the dates for Hanukkah usually?
So Hanukkah, that should happen. Oh, like when does it happen every year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thing. So it happens on the 25th of Kislev, which when that is, I have to Google it every year because the Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar, and so they actually like, it's like based on the phases of the moon. Which I would say kind of makes more sense because we don't have to do a leap year. We don't have to be like, and then like this month, fuck it. Like every couple of years.
Yeah, well, and that's one reason why the date is kind of disputed, is because, like, all these different cultures, Norse culture, like, a lot of people think that Odin is kind of the first Father Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and the story of his son dying, being defeated by mistletoe, is sort of like this beginning. Yeah, so, like, I didn't look into that much.
Hold on. Like, it was starting to get juicy. I loved everything when you because you started bringing out Odin, and you know that's my shit. And then you will say Odin gets killed by mistletoe.
I
No,
don't
his son
understand.
What?
His son does.
Yeah, his son Balder gets killed by mistletoe.
Like, what? Just hit him in the back of his head or something?
It was like they rubbed like an arrow with it or something. I don't know. That was in God of War. I don't think that was in the mythology.
Well, a lot of times they actually pull real
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
do a pretty good
Assassin's
job.
Creed does. I loved Assassin's Creed because they were like, here's some history.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes you draw, just like this show, you draw from the past to create something new and fun and cool. And, like, you should like and subscribe my podcast.
Like and subscribe the podcast.
You know?
Yeah.
And, well, and the idea is that Chris Green is putting his hand up.
He's got a question.
Yeah. What can we do here? I don't even remember what I was talking
No,
about.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh. I'm a bad host. You don't
Did you
shouldn't
not
feel
introduce
bad.
the podcast at the
Maybe
beginning?
I didn't. I don't know. This is history and whatever. And history and whatever
I love it.
with James Manning III. And we're 37 minutes into a podcast.
So welcome to History and Whatever with James Manning III.
Hey, subscribe to History and Whatever.
yeah, that's right. And it's spelled with an A at the end. Whatever. Not whatever. I'm not into that.
That would be too easy to Google.
Yeah. Well, actually, there is another podcast out there with a similar name, but it's like history or whatever. And I'm like, I'm history and
Yeah, you get both.
you know, whatever. You know, it's like,
Also-
I'm going to do some, whatever.
I was going to say, I don't think we're 37 minutes into this podcast because we're going to have to edit out the whole Israel-Palestine bit. That's going to be a whole 10-minute chunk.
We got,
Okay.
we got a little bit more to go.
I think you're just going to have to come over and hang out while we go over that.
Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you. I didn't say anything that fucked up.
Shit,
Did
did
I?
I don't know.
I was talking about way long time ago, Dave.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, see,
Actually,
I
I
You
feel
had
like
to bring it back up, man.
with
I don't know.
Kanye doing his shit, we're smelling like roses comparatively.
Okay. I was saying, Kanye buy you some time.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Is it a big thing that comedians are talking about the whole Israel-Palestine?
Not comedians, just
on
the worst.
No. Think about it on podcasts. I don't know because it's just whatever. If I get on stage, I can I can give two fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean,
Well,
I want to be, you know what I'm saying, sensitive to people, but if we out here telling jokes and we're telling jokes and whatever, and somebody feel a certain way, you know what I'm saying? But we deal with people that don't like everything that we say.
Yeah, I mean, it still depends. It still depends on.
Chris Green has people blindness.
Yeah.
He doesn't see people.
When he walks down a crowded street, he's just fucking bumping into motherfuckers. Just like.
Well, we're certainly not being controversial, and we're really getting into.
Yeah, no, we gotta edit that part.
We're
out, too.
really getting into the history of Christmas here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
Where-
knew?
So what's
Help
how's-
me out
how's
here, Dave.
Santa? I'm trying.
Well, it's like, think about the traditions, you guys. What traditions? I talked about, stockings, right?
Yeah.
The dowries that some dude couldn't afford. And
What kind of Santa would you be?
Well, technically, we've kind of we were talking about A Christmas Carol, right? Where he's the Scrooge, and the Scrooge is like, he was like you when you showed up, right? I feel kind of.
I apologize over time. 1,000
I
times.
feel kind of like the ghost of Christmas Present. Like, I'm a big red bearded guy who's jolly and stuff.
That's you.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Boom. I'm in the mall. Boom. You're Santa. I come. I'm waiting in line. I'm up next.
The thing about it is, though, I'm no Santa. All right, because I don't really like children all that much,
Oh,
and
no,
it's like I like children as long as they're at a distance and not mine. I think
This is your gig. You need extra $200 to pay rent. So
$200.
You're in the mall. You're
Well,
Santa.
okay.
I'm waiting in line, and I'm coming up. It's on you. What you say? Ho ho ho. Go ahead.
Happy holidays.
Mama, Santa just said happy holidays. Do I go sit on his lap?
Well, see, Santa is actually a conglomerate of a whole bunch of these different figures, and a lot of times they're like,
Mom, I don't know what Santa's saying. Can I go sit on his lap?
No, you see, I'm History Santa. I'm going to give you a history lesson as your gift.
Mommy.
So there's not a lot of kids around.
Mommy, I just seen 20 white kids sit on his lap, and they told him what he want for Christmas. Santa, can I come sit on your lap?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Well, yeah, what do you want for Christmas?
Oh, thank you, Santa. This is an amazing place. How old are you really in real life?
Well, I'm actually kind of as old as Winter.
Winter, wow.
Yeah.
Santa, can I get an Xbox 360, 2 bicycles, and a... Santa, what is that? Is that a knife in your pocket?
That's a candy cane, and that's for you.
Oh man, that one's not making it in.
No, that's like a candy, you guys. What the fuck? Now get out of here. Go, you take your candy cane and move it.
Santa just cussed at me.
Damn, I gotta cut that because you were the dirty one. I was like, have some candy. You were like, oh, you gotta fucking be a evil Santa.
This is the police, and I'm gonna need you to come with me, Mr. Claus.
He had a wrench in his pocket.
I didn't have a knife. Would it be better if it was like, yeah, that's my knife?
I'm stabby Santa.
It's for you. Yeah, like, whoa, I don't know. I say like innocent stuff, and it's just like, nope, you suck.
He's like, the officer asked me, what happened to you? He had a wrench in his pocket, and then he asked my mom, did she want to go Netflix and chill?
There is some good Santa specials. So check this out. One of the things that I came across was how like all of this stuff, all of the Santa stuff could be linked to some sort of evil. Like Saint Nick, some people say that there isn't a real Saint Nick, and that Nick is a name for it's a nickname for the devil. And that's why one reason why little kids don't like to sit on Santa's lap, because there was a really old tradition of where in the winter solstice times they would take children and give them offering to this big seated god thing. So there's like I saw this one weird thing about it, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. And the kids, though, they kept showing kid after kid who went on Santa's lap and was like, I don't want to go because of the whole, and they were trying to show it was like, maybe this is because Santa represents this crazy god that they used to sacrifice children to.
Is this
or
Greek?
something.
No, because I just recall it was something that I just recall. It was what they were saying that what Christmas is was Greek, and it was some dark stuff that was behind it.
Well, the Greek thing.
You know exactly what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So-
isn't that what the Saturnalia thing
Well,
that you're talking about? That's the
Saturnalia-
Roman one, yeah.
Well,
Like this.
Well, I don't know about how evil it was, but it was like this very big festival in Rome, and
That R. Kelly hosted.
it was Kanye. But no, it was just it was a festival in Rome that was actually about celebrating the youth of Rome, and it was about Saturn, the god Saturn, and there was there was like gifts given, and it was a time to party. And the longer that Saturnalia went on, the more traditions were added to it. So this gift giving, it was an ancient Roman festival, and there was a line drawn where it was like December 19th or something. They were like, this is the day that we start Saturnalia, and it went on for 9 days or 8 days or 12 days or one of those days we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And but it like built up like Yule. So Yule is the kind of Norse, the original sort of tradition that involved dragging a specific tree. Like on the first day of Yule, you go out and cut down an oak tree or a specific tree. There was like different regions that did this same kind of Yule, and that was based on some of the Norse traditions too. And they would drag it through the villages and towns, this big log, and they would burn this log for 12 days.
And that's where the olive oil comes in.
Well, olive oil was just kind of like one of those ubiquitously used oils in Greece, but it was traded highly, so it was easily grown in different regions of the world. I'm talking straight out of my ass now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Not all of
that's
them,
not true.
but the Greeks did have a lot of trading to do, and why it was widely used in different places.
Yeah, I mean that was like some Bronze Age shit, like all through the Mediterranean, like selling
Yes.
olive oil for grapes and wine and gold and shit. Yeah. So anyway, that's why we make potato pancakes for Hanukkah.
Why?
Because it's the oil.
What?
Yeah,
That's real?
Yeah, no, it's because it's like it sounds like I just pulled it out of my ass.
When they call scrapes? Oh, that's
What?
I don't know.
No, it's Las Latkes.
Las Lacus.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That's the potato pancakes, and then there's another thing that.
The knish.
No, but actually I had a knish today. It was fucking great.
Where did you get knish, man?
Berries.
Oh,
Barry's Deli. There was a man. Hold on, I gotta fucking tell this deli story because I'm just really gonna lean into every stereotype
on.
possible. No, I got very angry at the deli today.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna pass up a good deli,
Yeah, I love a good deli. No, I was at Barry's today. I was at the deli, and then there was a dude in front of me in line who was like, he gets his food and he's like, thanks. And then the lady at the counter is like, happy holidays. And he's like, which holiday? And she was like, whichever one you want to celebrate, dude. I don't fucking know. And he was like, well, I celebrate Christmas. And I wanted to be like, you're on my fucking turf. We're in a Jewish deli right now on Hanukkah. I'm allowed to spin kick you in your old ass spine. Like, I'm just fucking ready to do it.
Well, check this out. This is kind of one thing that I wanted to say today, was that I started uncovering what Christmas really is, and I was like, oh, this is not good. Because what it was is there was actually a time where Christmas was banned in Scotland, and it was banned from I actually wrote this down in the notes because it was interesting.
I didn't know that was a notebook. It's the first time you've opened it since we started.
Yeah, well, so far I haven't really needed any notes.
We're like 8 minutes into the podcast, and you just now opened it.
We got some good material going.
Well, check this out. So this guy banned Christmas in Scotland from 1640 to 1958.
That's wild.
1958 is when they started to start doing Christmas again. Well, they just kind of covered it up and called it New Year's. And there's a whole bunch of different festivals and names that's how they got around it, because Christianity has actually been fighting with Christmas for a long time. This isn't the only time that Christmas was banned. And the thing about Christmas is they sort of enveloped all of the other traditions.
Yeah.
And just made them Christian. And they started saying, that's really it, man.
I mean, that's why that motherfucker got killed by mistletoe. Like, that's the whole shit.
Well, that's why mistletoe exists in our traditions.
Yeah.
And, it's because they couldn't stop the people from worshiping the way that they always have in the pagan religions. They just sort of found a way to cover them up.
Yeah, and just be like, just kind of slowly be like, well, what if your holiday was kind of like our holiday?
You can rule under me, or I can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's nasty. That's right. I don't like it.
I mean, because that's the whole thing. Is I heard that like they think that Jesus was actually born in July or whatever, because otherwise, I mean, like if you're born in a manger in the desert in winter, that baby's living like 8 seconds.
Yeah, and there aren't sheep out in the fields either.
Yeah,
and that was present. There were people out there tending to their sheep, so it must have been sometime not in December.
Yeah, I heard they moved it to December that way because that's where all the pagan shit was, and they were like, oh, this is what our party is too. How about you just come to our party instead? And then we just kind of erase your shit slowly over time.
Yeah.
Once again, December, fall, spring. The kid was born out of thin air. So I don't think weather conditions will really have an effect on if he lives or don't, because he's a magical baby.
But can he levitate for 4 seconds? Because otherwise, I don't give a shit.
Well, you want to...
Hey, they say the word of thing out, like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't levitate, I don't respect a magician if they can't levitate more than one.
Well... there's a few theories about that. Like, some people think that it was actually Halley's Comet that people followed. That and they went to this child thing. I don't know exactly. It's hard to say because a lot of people think that whole nativity thing happened in a different way.
So there was like people looked up and they were like, "Oh shit, a comet! Let's follow it." And then they followed it and they were like, "Oh, magic baby! That's fucking crazy."
You're like, follow comet, find a kid.
I'm a little lost here. I'm not sure where we are. I mean,
it's your story.
We're just telling your story.
Yeah, you're the one telling it. No, I feel bad. Everyone was so respectful when I told my Hanukkah story. Just like fucking, just being the worst.
Well, I don't know. I think this is more of a holiday celebration episode. Speaking of, are we in need of libations? Cheers. Oh, what?
I lost my koozie.
It's on the beer.
Fuck me running.
That's his good time.
Huh. Oh. Well, it's,
so as you can tell that we are three very authoritative voices on these topics.
And we're really taking into consideration the things that we're saying, and it's getting deep.
Yeah.
And we're starting to make trail here.
We've done our research, yeah.
Definitely done our research.
I mean, I did research, but it's kind of like what's relevant to the conversation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting figures that go into Santa Claus. So one of the things about American traditions is that the whole Christmas tree thing, that didn't really start until like the 1850s in America. And as far as they can trace it back, it's like in old German tradition. It's like Germanic, and it has to do with, father or old man winter, winter coming, and the evergreen tree always,
It's like a sign of like life persevering throughout the winter or something like that.
Yeah, green. And then there's the story of like the Green Knight who always like bleed. Oh man, I can't even start.
I was gonna say, is that some like King Arthur shit?
Yeah, so it's
the
like
Starks, the Lannisters.
There's a Green Knight, and it has to. They take the head of like the prior year's Green Knight.
Oh, it sounds like a shitty job.
So it's almost like that's what a lot of these the things that form what we know as Christmas were all of these winter festivals that people had from Bulgaria, from the Slavs contributed a lot of this stuff. with
So-
the whole father or old man winter, or who evolves into Saint Nicholas and evolves into Santa Claus. And
Well, then how old does the Krampus goes back?
so Krampus is actually one of those traditions that this was the saint. I did take notes on this.
Yeah, I fuck with Krampus.
Yeah.
Because he used to be a demon that followed around.
The bad kids. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh.
Yeah.
Check out the trash. Fuck you, Mom. Him over the side of the head with a piece of coal.
Saint Nicholas was said to travel around with these demons, and that one of it was was described as a black-faced demon who would follow around Saint Nicholas and would ask you to give him gifts and stuff.
So you talking
And
about my
if
Uncle Bobby?
Well, he was like this little cohort demon of St. Nicholas's that would roll around, and if the kids weren't doing good, they would put them in a sack and beat them with sticks and stuff like that. It was really Krampus is an interesting character because it's like they say that he was a precursor to the elves, and the elves are their own Scandinavian tradition of their own right. The feasting, a lot of times, I believe it was Scandinavian, they would just leave out their food. They would all feast and then just leave it out. And that would be so that the spirits could come in and eat as well after everyone goes to bed. And that was also something else. It was a lot of these older traditions connected death and rebirth with this time, because we're talking about winter moving into spring, so a lot of those older traditions, and it was all based on the winter solstice, which was generally based on the moon. But the thing is the calendars changed over time, so nobody really knows exactly when, and that's why all these different traditions. But there was one tradition that specifically was on December 25th.
I was going to say, it would be hard to track when the calendar changed, because how would you fucking know? What year and month it was when the calendar changed, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, it has to do with the different calendars that were used at different time periods and the, authoritarian calendars in force.
Which one was the original, though?
The lunar calendars, and a lot of
I
times
was that was the most common way to do it. I think
Yeah,
is the lunar calendar. I think it's the best way. I'm just saying.
well, the
Is that the Mayans?
the Saturn.
I think they did a sun thing. I think they were all about the sun.
Well, the
could be wrong.
festival of Saturn though was always done originally after the last grain was harvested. So
Like in A Bug's Life.
it could be. I was like, I haven't seen that movie in a while, so
I don't know where that came from.
Definitely
I'm
got to check that
sorry.
out.
Yeah.
but yeah, and then at some point Rome was like this day, but there was let me see if I could find exactly what I had it written down. What December 5th, 25th was specifically.
It's my dad's birthday. Oh, not the 25th. It's the 5th.
Yeah, it was the.
Where'd your parents fuck, Chris?
I can't tell you. But I know I'm a June 19th, baby. So
Well-
that's June 19th. That's Juneteenth,
Hell yeah.
Father's Day, some days, and my birthday. All at once. I'm special.
Well-
And I'm a Gemini. I feel like I'm like one of those tall blacks from another galaxy. You know what I'm saying? Lyra. I'm sorry, James. Go. I'm sorry.
And
Go,
you were
go.
calling me a Scientologist over here. Sorry, I was just trying to buy you some time while you're looking through
Yes,
your
thank
notes.
you. I appreciate that.
This wasn't about me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, I want to know where
December-
your parents fucked.
December 25th
Yeah.
marked the Germanic New Year, I believe. I mean, at least that's what my illegible notes. And it's like Mother's Night, and it's the last day of it's like the beginning of winter, and it marks when, it always has to do with the solstices. But that's when they like did the Germanic New Year. It was like, this is it. It's 25th, I believe. I keep waiting to have like somebody who's listening who writes in and is like, that is not correct.
Yeah, I have a friend who's like super like Norse pagan kind of shit, and I'm just like, I can't send her this episode. She's gonna be just like screaming at her phone, like, no, you fucking moron.
God, I'm sorry for saying that. That's offensive.
Joy to the world.
Yeah, let's finish it off with our favorite Christmas carol.
Well, so much of American Christmas is actually dictated to us by works like, what's that one called? It's The Night Before Christmas,
Yeah,
and all through the house. We all know that because it helps shape Christmas as we know it. And A Christmas Carol, where the three spirits visit the guy in the night.
Hey,
well, that's reminiscent of the older cultures that think that it's easier to access the dead during this time, and they used to go and offer food offerings and burn candles and things at the graves.
See, I shouldn't have been doing my rituals during Halloween. I need to do it on Christmas, and then I can really fucking get the ghosts up in here.
See, that's how I related to white people my whole life. That we say all through Christmas, all through the house. Not a single person was not even a mouse. He was like, yeah, that's when we knew how to rob you, motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah, you're just taking notes, like
right.
I'm gonna need both of your help to edit this one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to, I thought this would be a fun history of Christmas episode, and we're like Israel and Palestine.
She does it. She does it after the Saturday after the Sunday after the hand job, but
that's the Sabbath. You're not supposed to work.
Yeah, this Saturday, boat and get a tuna, whatever.
But they eat the fish part. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on. I mean, it's correct for you. My Sabbath is a Saturday.
Oh shit!
What's Sabbath? I heard about that too, and that's 10 days that y'all can't eat or fart.
Wait. Did you say the Sabbath is? Wait, can you repeat that?
10 days you can't eat or fart,
We're not allowed to fart on the Sabbath.
or go to sleep.
Just a bunch of methed out, gassy Jewish
you
people.
Can't,
just like
you can't fart in your sleep either. If
Yeah.
you can't just be like,
All right,
I fell asleep.
Erase everything I said. It's where you can't go to sleep and you gotta pray in a certain direction for 10 days.
that's I don't know who does that. That's not my shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that at all.
Erase this shit, 'cause I sound racist as fuck.
Well, you don't sound racist because you're not talking about anybody.
No.
Well, what you're doing is you might be taking some rumors you've heard and like trying to cram them into Christmas.
That's like if I was
Hey, your podcast over the Planet Zoran. They're like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Dude, I'm big on Planet Zoran.
yeah. That's actually where this podcast is like. That's where most of our
it's it's terrible because I just can't convert it into U.S. dollars. They just don't have a currency.
Yeah,
that
no,
I
the
can,
Zorgo bleeps don't really spend here.
They keep being like, make a Patreon and we'll send Zorgo bleeps, and I'm like, well, Patreon doesn't do Zorgo bleeps, and they're like, well,
That's racist. And that's also the thing is that they. And they're all pissed off because they haven't farted in 10 fucking days.
yeah,
Okay,
that's the Zorgon.
What is
they can't fart
in all
for
honesty,
10
what is
days.
Sabbath?
So the Sabbath, at least in Jewish culture, is like you can't. You're not supposed to work. Like you're not supposed to do any work. You're just supposed to just like chill and think about how dope God is, and that's pretty much it. Like you're not even allowed to There's a Jewish food called a chalent where you basically like make this soup on Friday night and you put it in the oven on low, and then that way on Saturday you've got food and you don't have to cook it because you're not even supposed to like cook or do anything.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that before too.
Well, in Christian belief, Sunday is this day of Sabbath.
Yeah.
Right, so a little discrepancy there.
So it is. Oh, okay. I didn't never do that.
Just
That's what Sunday dinners were.
But
was
don't
Sabbath?
worry, you can pay homage to Ozzy any day of the week.
Oh, yeah. Black Sabbath is every
Black
day.
Sabbath is every day.
Who's
you know?
Ozzy?
Ozzy Osbourne?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ozzy is actually cousin of Odin.
Yeah.
He's
No, he died because of the mistletoe. Yeah.
See, y'all got me on track. I'm like, oh, that's why they got Sunday suppers because of that.
That's why Denny's exists.
Yeah.
It's because of the Sabbath.
Oh, check this out. For some reason, I was like, ham. I don't know. Well, the reason why sometimes ham is because Odin was like, there was... Okay.
Wait, is this the reason why sometimes there's ham?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and the ham tradition is because they would go on a hunt, and traditionally they would kill a wild boar and have that as the feast. So that started the
Christmas ham.
the Christmas ham.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me this.
The Norse tradition.
Then why do some religion don't eat ham? I never got that. Like Islam.
Jews don't eat pork either. It's
the Muslims and Jewish faith don't eat the pork.
There's a couple different reasons. Like, I mean, actually, it's kind of weird because it's like nobody. I might be wrong, but I want to say I don't think anyone knows 100% for sure why. But I think that what's said a lot is that they're like dirty animals.
The dirtiest animal ever.
Yeah, because like if you eat a pig and it's not all the way cooked, then you're gonna get super fucking sick. I think that's always what I thought about like Jewish people with shellfish too. Like we can't eat shellfish because we're like a desert people. And if you offer someone clams in the desert, like you don't eat that. like the nearest ocean is 100 miles away.
That makes a lot of sense. Dude.
Yeah, we don't do any crustaceans. Yeah.
Well, and there's I heard that there was like in pork there used to be this worm that was ever present in their like meat, and if you didn't cook that 100% out, you would get horribly sick.
Like a tapeworm,
like a parasite of some sort.
Yeah, I think so I forget what kind it was. Yeah, it's like worse even than tapeworm, where it'll fuck you up, especially if you live in a place that doesn't have like clean water all the time. I've also read theories that like there's a part of it where it's like the pork thing was that like because people were raising pigs because it was easy to raise pigs in like your backyard, you just throw them all the food you don't want, like all the like the rinds of the whatever fruit you're eating or whatever the fuck, and they eat all that, and then so you're basically like feeding this animal for free just with your leftovers, and then you're able to kill it and have all this good food. And I've heard theories that like once food production was like centralized and created by like essentially like there were like wealthy people that were like, oh, we make all the food for everybody, then that was like a rule that was instituted because it was like we don't want people to be able to provide food without relying on us.
Anything.
Right, yeah, that's the thing is like that's the one I think might be true, but also
the rotten ass world we got.
Yeah. I think the real villain is capitalism. The Krampus is just misunderstood.
I just went.
No, you said something about
I said something about bonus. See, that's what I'm saying. See?
And then
Sort of half
whispered a story that sounded super fucked up.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm back in the chill.
No, like, are you good?
No, I'm good. Let's go. Let's go down.
I don't know what just happened. Did we just get a confession here? Or
so
what?
Welcome to History and Whatever. This is your host, James Manning the Third over here.
Yeah, we're really, this is a holiday episode. We're getting
Hey, I was just talking about history or whatever.
over here, little history.
My favorite thing is that your holiday episode is probably going to be your most fucking unhinged, wild ass episode.
Dude,
this has got to be the tradition. Every fucking holiday season, you just get buck wild every time.
Well, it's like
I don't know nothing.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, I can't wait until St. Patrick's Day because talk about a little holiday tradition.
Can't wait to see that on the tip of the time, mate.
Hey,
See, I don't know if I did it. See, I'm sorry.
tip
I'm
of the
so sorry.
time. Yeah, do some more Irish accent.
Yeah, I just want more of that shit.
Spit the sign and I kill you one time.
Oh,
Who you got my lucky coin? I will kill you.
know, I got a few extra coins if you got to. Don't I?
I love you. Look, that's my movie, Leprechaun. Grew up on it.
Dude,
Best movie. Yeah.
Did you? What was the Leprechaun 2 or Leprechaun in the Hood?
We don't want to talk
Got
about
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Dude,
Come on.
dude, he was smoking a blunt. There was a dude getting the leprechaun
They
high.
destroyed it when they put him in the hood.
They were taking
They
bong
destroyed it.
hits.
Yeah, I
They were-
know. And
I'm
they had
not-
Shaniqua, Taniqua, and Taekwon.
I didn't make it up, dude. That's a real
I could
thing.
not
That's like Shazam.
stand it. It's like-
Shazam was a real movie, right, guys?
No, you made it up.
I was
yeah,
not
yeah.
real. Shazam's not real. I think I
No,
Leprechaun
you
was
just
the
made up
shit.
this racist ass
And
movie.
yeah.
Oh no!
You're just making up.
For real. Wait. Let me guess. It was star Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, I don't know if you're making fun of me or if you really remember the movie. I'm lost now.
I always have to tell that about people like, hey, you're going to meet my friend James. He's a really cool guy. He's going to pitch you some very racist movie ideas. And you're just going to have to smile and nod and then the conversation can continue.
That's how you make it in Hollywood, baby.
Welcome
I mean-
to history and whatever. And today we're gonna go over some movie ideas, and my two guests are gonna try to get me canceled.
Yeah, actually, James was talking about one that takes place in Israel,
Oh,
and I
yeah, I
want you
remember
to.
that.
Yeah, I just thought that was a great idea, and you should
and we'll
just.
get Shaquille O'Neal
Okay,
and 9 candles or.
and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, I think I would be highly disappointed if I rubbed a lamp and Tom Cruise came out of it. I'd be like,
You'd be like, how do you
go back in.
Yeah, what's the opposite of rubbing a lamp? I got to get him back in here.
I think Tom Cruise would be awesome rubbing the limp. God, you're my guy. You're my guy. You're my guy. No, that's not Tom Cruise. I don't know.
No, this seems like something Tom Cruise would do.
Show me the genie.
Was that Tom Cruise?
He was in that movie, wasn't he?
I didn't see the movie.
I love genies. I remember I was a kid. It was a girl that I was like middle school, and she was like, listen to the radio. And I was like, all right. And it was like 9 o'clock. I'm like, this song on 103 point something, whatever, is to a nice guy named Chris Green. This is from Beep, Beep. She said she got her eyes on you. And it's like, if you wanna be with me, baby, that's your time to say I'm a genie in the bottle. Gotta rap. I love genies ever since that and Aladdin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just a good genie. So wait, this that's unrelated to this lady.
Oh my God.
So is Santa Claus a genie, James?
In some ways, you might say that Santa Claus is a genie. Because how else would he get down your chimney and,
That's true. It's a very lamp-like fucking thing.
Yeah, we were talking about, you can't just drop that shit down the fucking chimney. Like, even
Gas
if it's
is-
gold, it's going to be a puddle, you know?
Gas is $4.35 a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in this economy,
Could I... Can you fit a gallon of gas into a stocking, or
I could definitely fit a gallon of gas down a chimney and just really fucking make it a party.
we know that
Pyromaniac.
you might be able to get a gallon of gas into your backpack from a previous episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were just scared for a second.
I was like, James, we're already both on a watch list. Like you can't say
That's
these
from
things.
a previous episode.
We're gonna get
There's
disappeared.
teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah, we did talk about smuggling a gallon of gas in your backpack so you could burn down Nazi shit.
I think Fox
Okay,
is gonna get a hold
well,
of
at
this.
least that's for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But when you see somebody who's wearing one sock that's regular and one sock
Knock
that's
it off.
Christmas,
Knock it off.
you gotta understand.
See, I thought we was coming here for a cordial situation and talk, and now you're making fun of me.
Hey, that's not a Christmas sock. That's the Animaniacs, if I'm not mistaken.
And he knows his shit. And he knows
Wow.
his shit.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with Christmas at all.
But I was trying to make it
It's
Christmas,
just
motherfucker. And that's why I had two different socks. Because I couldn't find the other one. But
well,
anyway,
I've heard that in some traditions, elves always wear two different socks.
see, here we go back again. See? He told me to come here as a black Christmas elf, and then they're here dressed in skinny jeans and lumberjack clothes.
my God.
And I'm sitting here with a Happy Merry Christmas helmet on.
This is the holiday episode of History and Whateva. Any final thoughts there, David? Wait. Any final thoughts, Chris Green?
Thank you. I'm in front of the bus.
That's why he started to throw it off to me, and then he was like, I know Chris is going to have shit
I
to
can't.
say
We
if he's last.
David was last time. He got the first. We're gonna pass
Thank
it
you.
off.
Yeah.
You're less pissed elf. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for having me on this podcast. You know you my brother. I love you. You know what I'm saying? David, I just met him, but he's another brother in arm. I can feel it already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. And I don't know if anybody got any upcoming shows or dates are coming up or anything, but I look forward to being on the show again.
Hey, I'm not gonna plug anything on the holiday episode, but hey, thank you so much, Chris. Like, I love having you around, man. You're so freaking hilarious, and we'll bring it to the David Ledbetter. That's not.
You couldn't call me great without laughing. We need to
No,
dive
it
into
was
that.
just because, like, what am I doing? I'm saying this. No, well, I wanted to get your final thoughts because
Okay,
those
so-
were so touching, and I didn't have a transition.
So my final thoughts are: I do have shows to plug, even though it's a holiday episode, because
Yeah, do it.
I'm a full-time stand-up, so
well,
I need that
after,
money.
after you do it, I'm gonna plug some
Yeah,
shows,
yeah,
so.
that's what I fucking thought. Yeah, catch me at Lucky's on New Year's. I'll be hosting the New Year's Lucky's special fun time good event. It's gonna be me hosting. There's gonna be a couple comics, and there's gonna be a musical act. Be there.
All right,
Please,
New Year's Eve.
please be there.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's
Lucky's?
Eve, yes, yeah.
New Year's Eve's Lucky's, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
David Ledbetter's hosting.
I'm
in
gonna
Eugene, Oregon.
I'm gonna dress so fucking pretty. I got a
I always do, baby. I always do.
I got a vest picked out, so if you want to see that shit,
See David Ledbetter's vest.
yeah.
This is coming out on Thursday. Tomorrow, everybody. So
You're gonna
It is tomorrow.
yeah,
Yes,
we're gonna
tomorrow.
do it tomorrow
Eat
at
my
9
ass,
p.m.
you're gonna fucking edit this in
Yeah.
one day. There's no fucking way.
He said tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be surprised when I put out all the shit.
I was
that
gonna
we said.
say I would give you $100 if you did that, and then I realized I don't have $100, so I will take you to the deli and you can get whatever you want.
As
if
long as you
this
get
stuff.
me to the deli that you were talking about,
Oh, dude.
I might buy you a sandwich.
This podcast brought to you by Barry's Espresso in Delhi. It's really if you're like me and you're just really neurotic and nebbishy and you really need some food and maybe you don't keep kosher the whole time and you want some bacon on that shit, Barry's has got you. They've got you.
Barry, where's this at?
It's in Southtown. It's on like 28th and Oak.
28th and Oak? Because
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to berries.
Oh, it's
Dude,
so
I'm gonna
fucking good.
check that
The
out,
tomato
yo.
soup is fucking great. You get a knish, you get some tomato soup, you dip one in the other. Fucking fantastic.
I love.
That's the only
knish.
thing I've eaten today, and I feel great.
I love a knish.
I love
Dave.
I love a quiche and a knish.
Yeah, I think maybe we should just go to the deli at some point. Like,
That's what I definitely want to get in there. Is the knish with little marinara sauce and meat?
well, knish is like
It's like a. No, you go, because I'm not 100% sure of what I've been eating for the past several years.
Knish is sort of like there's like a dough that they wrap mashed potatoes in
What?
and
cheese.
fry it. They like cheese mashed potatoes. I've had them with like mushrooms.
Bullshit.
And then they fry that, and you put mustard on it and eat it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
Jewish
good.
food. It fucking kicks ass. Like people are like Jewish
Most-
cooking's gross. No, it's fucking fried mashed potatoes.
Jewish cooking's gross my ass because challah bread is amazing.
Yeah, that's some good shit. Get a bialy. It's like a bagel, but like
Hummus?
better.
a bagels. Who doesn't like bagels? And
love
then
bagels.
like have you never had baklava? Like baklava is
What's
fucking
baklava?
amazing.
They got rugelach. It's like they got a kreplach.
You know,
I'm like Chris is like, how many of these words is he making?
I'm
I thought
I'm fascinated on
Kaplach was
knish.
Star
Knish is-
Trek. Kaplach.
That's like a
So you saying it's like a calzone with mashed potatoes and cheese in it?
yeah,
Oh,
basically.
yes, for
It's
sure.
fucking great. Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe a little bit less on the the thickness of the wrapping, but
Yeah, the
it's
dough is
so
thin, but it's just
good.
like fried potatoes and cheese.
yeah.
And then they got like a tomato soup with some cheese in it, and then you like dip the knish in the tomato soup. It's fucking fantastic.
Oh my!
Yeah,
I want that.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the next episode of Berries. just in
Yeah,
the
this is
fucking
an
deli.
unpaid sponsorship
Yeah.
right now.
I mean,
brought to you by Barry.
He's down to hook you up with a knish for $3.50.
I will pay the
That's the thing.
$3.50.
That's the I don't mean to just make this a long commercial for Berries. I ordered 4 fucking things at Berries, and I was charged $11. That's it. I ordered 4 fucking items off the menu.
You know-
$11.
In town.
Yeah.
James Manning III Entertainment is about supporting local business.
I might hit up Berry.
So I
And Barry, I think now, our new friend.
I almost feel like we should set up where we could have a podcast episode from Barry's Deli. And we would just be like, oh, this Barry's is so good. Give me that Barry's knish.
I feel like me
And
and
some
Chris would have to
tomato.
tone it down for them to let us do that.
We're not going to talk
Obviously.
about Israel-Palestine relations in Barry's
Well, that's the
at
thing
all.
is-
Okay. Merry Christmas.
What's not funny about that?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Do yourself a
happy
great
holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Celebrate the winter solstice in any way you choose.
And eat at Berry's Deli.
Eat it
At Barry's Deli.
Barry's Deli.
And
Okay. I'm just going to say goodbye, everybody.
All right, bye,
All
everybody.
right.
I'm sorry.
Happy
we're
holidays.
sorry.
We're all sorry.
It was most David's fault.
All right.
It was
yeah.
mostly my fault.
I know there's no way it's mostly David's fault. It's gotta be my fault. All right. Happy stuff. All right.
Eat a knish, light a candle, pray to Santa. We're all gonna die.
Okay. I'm gonna stop it now. Here we